Hi, everyone. About a minute on why I am canceling my subscription with the New York Times. I'm done. It's over. I've read the New York Times for decades and written for the New York Times in the past, but no longer. We've canceled our subscription. I'm not going to re-up. I'm done. Before I go on, if you don't know me, my name is Robert Bryce. I'm a reporter. I give you the numbers and the facts, not the spin about energy and power. Okay, so back to the New York Times. Why am I quitting it? Well, the coverage has gotten so bad that I can't defend a subscription. And further, and I guess, the first reason, and I wrote about this on my Substack, 5 reasons why I'm canceling my subscription to the New York Times. The first reason, last week they sent us a notice saying that the cost of our subscription will go from $18 a month to $33 a month. That's an 80+% increase with no increase in no better content, not more content, just an 80% increase in cost. It's ridiculous. And especially when there's so many other media outlets that I want to support. But the price was only part of this. And as I've said, I've been a subscriber, I've subscribed to the Times for decades. We used to get the physical newspaper here. Then we switched to the digital subscription. And I for years I've thought, well, this is important to my career, important as a journalist to be reading what is considered a newspaper of record or even the newspaper of record. But no longer. I can't justify that cost. But further, I can't justify it on just a simple journalism standpoint. The coverage in the paper has gotten so bad and so slanted that it doesn't even pretend to be fair. And in my article on Substack, I pointed to two key issues. One is their refusal to cover the COVID pandemic and look for the origins of the pandemic and really do a deep investigation. And they had the opportunity to do that. Nicholas Wade, a science reporter at the paper, did an 11,000-word article on the origins of COVID in 2021. He didn't publish it in the Times. He published it in Medium. Don McNeil, another science reporter at the paper, apparently couldn't get his article published in the Times either. He published a similar article in 2021 in Medium. And so here is this paper that is supposed to be renowned for its investigation, and they won't investigate a pandemic that killed over 1 million Americans. It resulted in a worldwide shutdown of the economy. Up to 21 million people internationally around the world died, and they have no interest in covering it? I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. But the other thing that is more recent and I think is just completely appalling is their refusal to cover the outcomes and latest developments in the federal defamation case that was filed by Michael Mann, the academic from the University of Pennsylvania, against some of his critics. 14 months ago, a jury in Washington, D.C. Sided with Mann in this defamation case, awarded $1 million. Well, that was later reduced to $5,000. And Mann has since been ordered to pay over $500,000 in legal fees to the National Review, the media outlet that he sued, and his case against National Review was dismissed. The Times hasn't reported any of this. And nor has it reported on the fact that Mann was sanctioned by the federal court judge for I will use the correct word, lying to the court about some of the things that he was claiming. So this selective coverage and the refusal to coverage in any kind of fair way, land use conflicts around alternative energy, particularly in New York State, I just find I'm done. It has become, the paper has become a shell of what it used to be. It's no longer interested in fair or anything approaching fair reporting. It's all agenda-driven news. And there are other places lots of other places I can get news coverage. So I'm done with the New York Times. I'm all in on Substack. You can read my article. You know where to find me on Substack. RobertBryce.substack.com. Thanks a lot. See ya.